Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my everyday autumn makeup routine, which I am wearing on my face right now. I'm also going to be talking you through any changes or kind of adjustments I might make for different occasions, because obviously I'm not going to be wearing like a really nice bright lip to a super casual occasion in the daytime, or I might not choose liquid liner if I am just hanging around at home. So I'm going to be talking you through like the different occasions I would alter the makeup for, still using like the same or similar products, but just like how I would use them would be different, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I also wanted to mention before I start, I'm also going to be using some of the new makeup line from New Look called Pure Colour. This is something I've been trying out for the past couple of weeks, and I've mentioned it on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and a lot of you have been interested to see what it's like. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of these products in action, but if you want to know more about them, I've also done like a top 5 products from the line video, which I will link in the info bar below. So if you want to know more about them, go and check that out afterwards, and let's get into the makeup. So I'm going to start with a primer, and today I'm using the Laura Mercier primer because I really like this in autumn and winter because it is hydrating. It kind of just feels really lovely, almost like you're putting moisturiser onto your skin. So I just smooth that onto my skin and just make sure that any areas like my T-zone and my forehead where I tend to lose my foundation throughout the day are fully covered. And then moving on to foundation, I'm using the Clinique Even Better at the moment. I'm not using my Chanel Vitamin Aqua, although I always do go back to that. I'm using the Clinique one with this duo fibre brush from Sephora. This is the Pro Stippling brush, and sometimes I use this like to stipple and then kind of blend in like an airbrush effect, but it's also really good just for buffing foundation in, because it's not too long in the bristle. I find the MAC ones are a little bit too long and so often are only good for the stippling technique, whereas this is really good just to buff your foundation in. I've been using it for the past 6 months or so and I absolutely love it. Next, for concealer, at the moment I'm using the Shiseido Natural Finish Cream Concealer, which is a great one because it's one of those concealers you can use under your eyes or on blemishes. It's a very kind of neutral tone and it's really creamy. It feels light on the skin, but it has decent coverage. I don't actually have any bad spots or redness at the moment. If I do, I tend to use my Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection because it has really high coverage. But for every day, for me, this is perfect. It's a kind of medium to high coverage concealer and it just has a lovely finish. It blends perfectly into the skin. So I just use this under my eyes, on any red areas on my cheeks where I have a little bit of scarring from a bite a few years ago, and then I also use it underneath my nose where I have a little bit of redness there and blend that in, and then I also use it on the bridge of my nose, which for some reason always seems to be red. It just rubs off. Concealer rubs off my nose so quickly, so for that reason, after I have done all of my concealer, I'm going to move on to powder. Today I'm using the New Look Pure Colour Pressed Powder in light beige, and I do actually keep the puff in there for on-the-go touch-ups, but I'm not going to use it this morning when I'm doing my makeup. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush, and I don't always use powder, but I find in autumn and winter my makeup doesn't last as long on my face. I think it's probably to do with the elements and also the fact you're kind of bundled up outside and cold and you go into the heat and then your like face probably sweats a little bit. Anyway, so I apply this onto my T-zone, my nose, my chin, my forehead, and then also underneath my eyes and on my eyelids too, because then it helps my foundation to last longer. I also find that the foundation I use today, the Clinique Even Better, tends to be a little bit more shiny than a lot of the other foundations I use. It's slightly more moisturising, but it looks great when you do powder it. So I use a really good moisturiser, a nice kind of moisturising primer, moisturising foundation to kind of help combat any dryness, and then just powder it to make it all stay in place. Next, I'm using my contour kit from Bourjois. This is the Délice de Soleil kit, and it has a bronzer and a highlighter in there. So I'm going to be using the bronzer first with my Hakuhodo slanted brush, and I'm going to use this just on the hollows of my cheek and also on my temples. I'm not doing any fancy contouring. It's literally just like a daytime kind of everyday look, but I just find this helps to kind of give your face a little bit more definition. And then I'm going to be using the New Look Pure Colour blush in Baby Doll Pink, and this isn't really a baby doll pink. I don't think it's quite a peachy tone, but it's really pretty. I'm going to be applying this using my Sephora blush brush, which I love and I've used for almost a year consistently now. Absolutely love it. Now this blush is really pigmented, so you have to be careful to tap off any excess before you apply it, otherwise you could end up with it not looking so good, but it is really good and it lasts quite a long time as well, and it's actually about, I think it's $3.99, so a really good price too. So I really like this blush. And then I'm going to go back into my Bourjois palette and I'm going to apply the highlighter using the same brush that I applied the blusher with, and just apply this to my cheekbones and my brow bone onto my eyelids as well. I really, really like this highlighter because it's not too shimmery, it's really subtle and pretty. Next up for my eyebrows, recently I've been using this Tom Ford eyebrow pencil, which is really, really nice. It's actually quite similar to the one I had before, which was from Hourglass, and I had my brows done last week, so they don't need too much doing to them, but I'm basically just filling in any sparse areas and also just kind of perfecting the shape as well, because I do have a few kind of bald patches within my brows. And then I'm going to set them in place using my Rimmel Brow This Way brow gel, which is just a basic clear brow gel, and I'm brushing them upwards and outwards so that they look neat and tidy. And next up for eyeshadow, this is the Naked 2 Basics palette, which I know I've been using a lot recently. I'm sorry if you're getting bored of it, but it is honestly pretty much the only thing I've been using recently. And I'm going to start with the palest colour, which is Skimp, and a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to apply this onto my eyelids and up to my brow bone too. The reason why I love this colour so much is because it's not quite a matte. It's so close to being a matte, but just has a really, really slight shimmer to it, and it almost gives the effect of just adding a little bit of brightness and lightness to the eye area. So it's an amazing base to use before you use other eyeshadow. Even if you don't want to wear eyeshadow, it's just a really nice kind of thing to brighten up your eyelids. If you don't want any kind of particular shimmer or contoured look, you can just use this on its own. Then I'm going to be using my other two favourite colours, which are Cover and Primal. One of them is slightly warmer than the other one, which is strange because the Naked 2 palette is meant to be cool toned, but yeah, Cover seems to be quite warm, but I like mixing them together and using a contour brush. These are actually all my eyeshadow brushes I'm using at the moment are from Hakuhodo, and I've had them for a couple of years now and I absolutely love them. They're pretty much the only thing I use. And then I use these two colours just to contour on the outer kind of corner and my crease, and as you can see, it makes a really big difference. It's not too obvious, but it just adds that little bit of depth to your eyes. And the last colour that I'm using from the Naked 2 Basics palette is Undone, which is the darkest. I'm using a little pointed pencil brush, again from Hakuhodo, and I'm going to use this just to smudge a little bit of that darker kind of grey black colour underneath my lower lash line. This looks a little odd to start off with, but because we're going to be doing liquid eyeliner, I really like doing this, and I do it pretty much every day. Because I've also got quite round eyes, it helps to kind of get the right line. Then for liquid liner, I'm using this one, which is from Burberry. I only got this a couple of days ago, but I'm really liking it. My MAC one that I was using before dried out, and my NYX one, as much as I love it because it's easy to apply, it doesn't stay, whereas this one I wore it the other day and it stayed all day. So I've been using this for the past week or so, and what I do when I do liquid liner is to do a really rough line first and then go in and just draw my flick and then go back over and kind of neaten everything up. And this is like what my video would look like if I was actually doing my liquid eyeliner, because really you have to get a mirror straight up really close to your eye, and I just can't do it when I'm filming, so excuse the palette mirror that you're going to be seeing a little bit, because it is quite hard to do it without having mirror right up in your face. So yeah, you can see it here. I just kind of go over and just straighten up that line afterwards. I find this is the easiest way to do it, and I've struggled with liquid liner in the past, and yeah, you just have to practice basically. Next up for my eyelash curlers, I use Shu Uemura ones. I've tried all different kinds, and I always thought these were such a kind of cult product, and I didn't really see why, but actually they are the best. And then for mascara, I'm using the New Look Pure Definition Mascara, which I think the name is misleading because this mascara gives you serious lashes, not just definition, but major, major volume as well. And what I like about it is that you can use it. You can use one coat for the daytime if you don't want too dramatic lashes, but 2 coats will give you like seriously wow lashes. As you can see on the left here, I have 2 coats on the right I have 1, but it just really gives you massive lashes. To be honest, I never do 1 coat because I always want big lashes, whether it's in the daytime or the evening. And then lastly, for lips, in autumn I do like to go a little bit darker with my lip shades, but most of the time in the daytime I'll wear like a lip balm or a tinted lip balm. I love this one. I've spoken about the nude version of this a lot. It's the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker gloss stick. It's kind of like a balm gloss hybrid, and this colour is Plum Jam, so it's kind of a deeper berry colour. It's just really comfortable to wear, glossy, and it tastes gorgeous and vanilla-y, and it's just a really great kind of daytime, not really too much effort, but you know, still pretty look. And then if I am going to go all out with a darker lip, I really like the Topshop Gloss Ink in Sloe Gin, which again, it does have that berry tone to it, but it's also a kind of brighter pink colour, but I think it's a great shade for the autumn. And that's it. That's pretty much the makeup I've been wearing every day, and I will be wearing every day this autumn. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you have an amazing week. If you aren't already subscribed, please do, and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you again on Friday with a brand new video. Bye guys. Hey guys, so today I'm getting ready for an autumn wedding in a bit of a hurry, and I wanted you guys to get ready with me. So first of all, for my shower, I'm not going to film myself in